So I'm going to give you something else for breakfast as well. So this is my other sort of standard breakfast in the mornings. So in here I've got some oats, I've got some flax seeds, I've got some prunes that are soaked in apple juice, so they're pitted prunes, and some sunflower seeds, a little bit of maple syrup, and a bit more plant milk. And I'm just going to thin this down. I typically would make this the night before, so I typically add the fruit just before I serve it. So I typically soak the oats the night before because I think in the plant milk, because what you'll find is that the oats and the flax seeds and the sunflower seeds will soak it up, and you get a much better texture. So it's much nicer if you make this the night before, once you put a lid on it, it'll stay in the fridge for 2 or 3 days. So I'm just going to shred up some apple because I think this gives it a nice fresh taste. This I would thoroughly recommend if you haven't got one. I love my mandolin, although we don't want any finger in there because we're not eating meat. So just the apple, leave the core. So here's the second part of your breakfast, which is the muesli with the apple and prunes and Just going to add a little bit more plant milk. And that's what I say, it's sort of, I tend to sort of not go with exact quantities because I think it's sort of, feeling because this has soaked up so much of the milk, you do need to just let it down with a little bit, maybe the next morning when you're making it for your breakfast. Don't add the apple and then leave it because obviously the apple will go brown.
You're right though, it really does taste much nicer when you soak it.
Yes, yeah, the oats really become, I mean these won't be as good because this was made this morning, these weren't made overnight, so, but it was made I was up quite early this morning, so it was made quite early this morning. I'm a bit of a creature of habit, so once I sort of get a breakfast that I like, I do tend to have it a lot. In winter I eat porridge all the time, and I'll make porridge sort of, on a Sunday night, and it typically lasts me through to Wednesday. Right. Okay, so if everybody wants to grab one of those and a spoon, please help yourselves.